Yo, what up? I'm Can't Stop LA from stackbmx.com, social media and YouTube channel. Today we're going to do and explain a review on the Sunday X Baker 29er complete bike. Like always, hang tight because later on in this video we're going to tell you how you can comment on this video, like this, and subscribe in order to win a free bicycle when we hit 5,000 subscribers. We're almost there, so make sure you subscribe. But yeah, let's kind of get to it. Let's talk a little bit about this bike. So this kind of came out of nowhere, and to be honest with you, I don't know how we got it. Shout out to our sales rep Barney over there at Full Factory for plugging us with some bikes. But we're lucky to get a handful of bikes, and to be honest with you, I've always been a Baker fan, and love all their videos, and just, you know, I mean, kind of the grungy video stuff that they produce, like Baker 3 and stuff like that. Like, that was one of the videos that I really liked. It's cool to start seeing skateboard companies and BMX companies collabing and making skateboards and bikes. I know there's a lot of haters out there, but all you haters, GTFO. But yeah, super cool that they made this. Yeah, 29ers are really cool. I know a lot of you BMXers don't really know what they are, but they are pretty much a big BMX bike. The cool thing about these bikes is that it's helping a lot of dads or adults that just want to cruise and have a cool bike instead of having a lame beach cruiser, kind of get a cool bike. So I think that's super dope. So that's pretty much what it is. Another thing that's cool is that all the componentry pretty much fits any of the freestyle stuff. So you could almost put anything from a freestyle bike on this, you know, I mean, minus the forks, bars, tires, and wheels. But the cranks, seats, seat post, bars, all that stuff fits. So it's super dope. But let's talk a little bit more about the collaboration and what's the difference and what they kind of did. So Sunday basically took the high C 29-inch bike, and what they did is they kind of changed the graphics and color coded to the Baker theme. If you're not really familiar with Baker or anything like that, they tend to do like this off-white. So I think that was a perfect match to have this off-white with all their artwork and stuff like that that's also on the bike. Another little cool features is that they added some of these Brock Rayford signature grips in this like weird orangish red color, which I think is pretty dope. And then they also did it with the pedals as well. So super cool that they kind of color coded it. And then that also matches this limited edition Baker seat. So you could only get it on this bike, so that makes that kind of cool. And then they got the traditional square Baker logo right here on the top tube. But yeah, pretty much that's kind of it, and it's just kind of themed like a Baker style skateboard. So, but it's a, you know, I mean, dope Sunday bike. So yeah, let's kind of run through it. If you're familiar with the high Cs and stuff like that, keep in mind this is pretty much the same thing exactly, like just different colors. So like I said, it comes with the Brock Rayford signature Odyssey grips. It comes with these Sunday bars, which are, dude, I want to say about 6. I know I don't have the specs, but they look about 6 inches, which is a little bit lower than most of the other 2-piece bars and the 4-piece bars that I've seen. But what's cool is that it's got a top load Sunday free stem on here. So that's super cool that it's got that. It's got a FSA sealed integrated headset. So what's cool about this headset is that the cups, there's no cups actually on these frames. I've seen a lot of other big BMX bikes, and they have these lame-o 1.8" threadless headsets that press into the frame. And what's crazy is that those frames are aluminum, so you land real hard on it to jump or something like that frame's just gonna buckle like the old school bikes 10 years ago. So yeah, not cool. This is cool. Got an integrated headset so that it's basically not going to come loose on you. So if you have one of those other bikes with the push-in headset and you're having problems with the headset coming loose, most of the time it might not be your headset. It might be actually the cups moving around in your frame. So this eliminates that, making it super dope. It's got a Chromoly 29er fork on it, which is pretty dope. Another thing I noticed is that it's got the Maxxis Torch tires. So these Maxxis Torch tires are pretty cool. They have a lot of grip and neuro on them. Makes it pretty dope. The next thing I noticed is that it's got a sealed front hub right here. So if you don't know what sealed is pretty much precision sealed bearings in there. Skateboard bearings pretty much. And it just basically glides like butter on there. So super cool that it has that. It's a 3/8 axle, male axle. So you could put pegs on here if you like. It also has a larger nut size on it. So this has a 17 millimeter instead of the traditional 15 millimeter. So I think that's pretty cool because then it fits most sockets and stuff like that. Also notice that it's got stainless steel spokes and it's got brass nipples that are chrome plated. What's cool about the chrome plating on the wheels, I mean on the spoke nipples, is mainly that it just gives it a little bit different look. It doesn't look like a cheap wheel being all black and stuff like that. So that's kind of Odyssey / Sunday's signature. I think it looks really good on this bike. Let's go to the seat. So this is a railed seat. I know a lot of you BMXers are running pivotal and stuff like that. So this is the old school railed. It's kind of weird that these guys like these railed seats, but I get it. You can only get certain seats in rails. Definitely I would love to see them in the future doing pivotal and stuff like that. But I noticed that these ones dip down just a little bit, not too crazy. Notice how the seats dip down. A lot of the wheelie guys, they like to dip the seat down so when they pop a wheelie, the seat's actually straight. If you have it kicked up like us BMXers, what you're actually going to do is you're going to start sliding off the back of the seat. So being able to tip it down, which is kind of cool on this as well because the pivotal is pretty close, but I think this one just does a little bit more steeper. But it also comes with this 27.2 aluminum seat post right here. So that's pretty dope. If you're looking for like a pivotal 27.2 and stuff like that, just hit up our website, stackbmx.com, and we have a bunch of pivotal posts in that size. So we can get you a pivotal on there. But I think it's cool that it has this seat. This one's a little bit larger than most of the other seats, and definitely larger than the pivotal seats. What I noticed, it also has a Sunday patch on the back, which looks pretty cool. And then it's got a quick release seat post clamp. So check this out. So basically like old school stuff. So when you're cruising through the streets and you're going a lot of miles, you can jack up that seat and cruise in comfort. And then when you want to wheelie and stuff, you can dump it like how everybody does and slam it all the way down. So I think that's super dope on there. Let's kick it back up to the front over here. So let's check out this lever. This lever is a Avid brake lever right here. And what's cool about this lever, and I've seen a lot of problems on a lot of the other big bikes, is that they put a crappy lever on here. And the problem is that that lever's set up for like cantilever brakes or 990s or something like that. And those brakes don't really work. Those brake levers don't really work well because it doesn't pull enough cable. Having this Avid brake lever on here, this is designed for V brakes, so it pulls a lot more cable and actually causes your brakes to work back here. So that's a big plus on this, is that you know your brakes are going to work compared to a lot of the other bikes out there. What I noticed as well over here is that it's got a Chromoly crank set right here. This one is pretty cool because it's got a 19 millimeter spindle, and I think the coolest part about this frame is that it's got a mid-bottom bracket, because I see a lot of those other aluminum bikes and stuff like that, and they have like a Euro bottom bracket, and those things tend to strip out, get gummed up. You got to tap them and stuff like that, and those taps are really expensive, or you got to take it to the bike shop and have them do it, and it's still expensive for them to do it. So having the mid-bottom bracket makes it really cool because you're not limited to as many crank setups like 24 millimeter cranks. You can run them on here, so that's super dope. Another cool thing is that it's got a water bottle cage holder right here. I haven't seen very many big bikes have these, so I think that's super dope. You can put a speaker on here, you can put a water bottle cage, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. So I think that's dope. This is Jake Seeley's signature Sabertooth sprocket. So this thing's pretty dope. It's super thick. It's made out of aluminum, and it's not going to bend on you. Another cool thing that I noticed is that it's got a 510 HX chain on here. So what's different between this is that it has a little bit bigger plates and it's got ramps on the inside. So it'll drop down onto your sprocket a lot smoother and last a lot longer. And it's not going to stretch out because this thing's heat treated. A lot of the other chains aren't heat treated. And what's going to do is it's going to stretch and your chain's going to pop off while you're out riding. Especially if you're a big boy out there and you're sitting there cranking uphill, you're definitely going to stretch that chain. So this definitely will help curve that. Like I said before, it's got the Odyssey Pro Pedals on here, so that's super cool. On the back, it also has the Maxxis Torch tire, which is super, super dope. I noticed on the back, the brake setup, it's a generic aluminum, or it's like a generic alloy brake setup on here, which I would normally like kind of hate on that, but with having this lever here, it just makes a world of a difference, and it kind of doesn't really matter on the actual brakes back here. If you want something cooler, you could obviously do that, but the brakes work. I think it's perfect. Another thing that I noticed in the back is that there's a couple bikes out there, big bikes with a small sprocket, which is like a 25 or a 30, like a 30 or so. But some of the other bikes have like a 14mm axle. This one has a 3/8 axle, and this hub is also sealed. It's also got a 13-tooth freewheel on here instead of like a cassette hub like the 14mm axle ones. But the axle has enough meat on it right here so that you can actually put a peg on there and won't have to worry about stripping out your axle. Yeah, that's down to the frame. So the frame is a full chromoly frame. The top tube is 23.5, I believe. I'm pretty darn sure. I've been putting a lot of like products on our website, so it's kind of melted my brain. But I'm pretty sure it's 23.5. But just check out the specs again just to double check. But if I'm right, leave a comment below. Let me know that I'm right. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Sunday Baker complete bike. This thing's badass. Pretty much they did a good job on this thing. It's cool, like I said, for them to mix the skateboards and BMX stuff going on. And it was really cool. I looked at a lot of the comments and stuff like that, and Sunday had a lot of cool comments, and we've seen a lot of haters on Baker's page and stuff like that on Instagram, and a bunch of old school heads like still hating on stuff, don't realize that it's 2021, things are changing, and that old mentality is kind of out of there. So good job from those guys. They actually crushed it on this bike. It looks super, super sick. Super tempted to keep one of these for myself. So definitely good job out there. If you're wondering how to win a bicycle from us, we're almost to 5,000 subscribers. We're about 190. So all you got to do is subscribe to our channel, like this video, leave us a comment below what you like about this bike, what you don't like about this bike, other products you want to see out here, and pretty much try to help us out with more content for you guys. To enter that, and then turn on your notification bells. So when our videos pop up, you could be the first one to comment on stuff on there. But yeah, at 5,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away a free bicycle retailed at $289.95. So hang tight, because we got a lot of big news coming up, and yeah, it's gonna be great fun. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.